Hello, everyone. Good morning. So, yesterday we have discussed about some basic concepts of Salesforce campaign opportunities, leads, products, price books, workflows, and sales process, how to set up a sales in the system, and how to set up a sales path. Now, today we will discuss some more detailed concepts. Uh, Yeah, so today we will discuss about the formula fields in the Salesforce, what exactly the formula fields do. Like yesterday we have seen in the opportunity, there are some fields which are coming auto updated when we are changing the leads, when we are converting the leads, or when we are changing the stages of the opportunities. Like if I show you any opportunity. So here these fields which are non-editable and they are coming as a calculated form. So how they are coming in? So we have some, let's say when we go to accounts, let's say just create new account. Just a minute. Yeah. So let's go to contact. Let's say we have given Raj. And something we have given. But if we want to fetch up some data, like if I say that when we go to the account, and suppose we have this account, and these are the details of the account, like account name would be there, parent account would be there, account number, what type of accounts we are using, industries we are using, and address and everything. Now, if I want a field over here in the account object, if I want a field in which it contains the details of the accounts exactly in one field. In that one field, we get the details of the accounts. What details? Like name, and we can say industry, address, and phone number. I want all these details to be present in one single field of that object. So how to perform that? That is, we can achieve with the help of formula field. So what does the formula field do basically? Formula field is nothing but it's calculating according to the logic we are providing in the field behind it, and it's then formulating and giving the result. And formula field is non-editable. If I see over here, is there any field which is in the opportunity when we have seen like there are fields which are non-editable, right? So formula field, we can't edit it. In the formula field, the data is coming from backend according to the logic we have given. So it is only the read-only field. Formula field is only the read-only field. This is the basic concept of formula field. Then formula field in the Salesforce are used to calculate the custom fields, validation rules, flow logic, etc. Formula fields are read-only fields that are automatically calculate a value based on their fields or the formula. It's like suppose if we are if we want that we are doing some logics we are fetching the revenue, we are fetching the budgets, and we are fetching how much percentage we are converting the our campaigns to successful. And if we want, like there is should be some field who will show like how much success we have achieved till now according to the campaigns which we have run. So we can put some logic behind that field, and in that field we are getting the result. But you can't edit that logic. Means you can't do some editing in that particular field because it's a read-only field. It just give you some glimpse. So like if I'm saying here, I want a field in account which will fetch all the details. So let's create a field first. Let's go to setup. Sorry. Let's go to object manager. Let's go to count, field and relationships. Let's create a new. Now here, when we are creating a new field, these are the data types, right? Which we have learned earlier also to select what type of field we need to create. So here you can see we have an option called formula as well. So when we select the formula, it actually shows that the field of the data type would be formula. And here also it's given a read-only field that derives its value from a formula expression you define. This is the expression through which the formula is coming, and the formula field is updated when any of the source fields change. Source fields in the sense the logic which you are giving behind that formula, if it change, it will get updated. So let's click next. Okay, now what I'm doing, I want all the account details in the account object, right? So I can give the name account detail new, something like that. Okay, now here while creating, you can see, just ignore this. You can see what this formula return type would be. Now, if I'm creating any formula, it should return something, right? What type of return type this formula will have. So here we have the options, like it will select, we can select if it is a checkbox, currency, what type of returns we are getting from this formula. So what we are doing, we are just creating a field in which what we get, we are just putting all the details of this accounts, account name, type, industry, address, phone number, everything. So here we will return, the return type would be text. So let's select text. Go to next. Here also you can read, like create a text string, for example, concatenating in something. So just go to next. Okay, now here we need to write a logic. What formula we are using to calculate the details. Okay, now here you can see, like this is the area where your formula will be written. And these are the functions. These are the functions which we need to use while creating any formula. These are, we have a lot of number of functions, and every function has a different meaning and different syntax. Like if you select any function and it has a meaning, it has a syntax of logical 1, logical 2, and it will, whether it returns all the arguments true and false. So like that, we have different functions which are available. And here we have the option to insert the field and insert the operator. Okay, so what I want, so let's say first you are fetching the account name is. Now whatever we will return over here in the inverted brackets, in the inverted inverted brackets, if we can say whatever we have written, it will return the text field, right? And we have also selected the return type as text. So whatever we will return in inverted commas, it will be fetched as it is. So let's say I'm fetching first the account name, because we are fetching all the details of the account, right? So let's say account name is, then we have to concatenate. We have to concatenate this particular function and then say account name, how we are getting the account name. So account name is saved in which field. So let's say we go to insert field. Here is the account, and account name would be there. So select it and insert it. So this will give what result? Account name is that particular name. Now in the bottom, you have a check syntax also. So if the formula which you have written is in the correct syntax, then it will not give any error. So let's say we will select the check set. So it's showing no syntax errors in the merge fields and the functions, right? So we can save it. Okay, first we can save it and see. Let's see what we are getting. Okay, now here, this we get almost every time whenever we are creating the object, we are creating the record type, anything. What is this? It's like giving the access for the in the profile level. So it's asking like which profile you want that access, means which profile can access the formula field. So it's given all the profiles. So let's select all. We're giving the demo, so let's select all. But you can choose which profile according to your requirement. Select next. Here also it's mentioning in which layout this field should be available. So we can select all and save it. Okay, so let's go to account. Let's hmm, I can't see the field. Okay, I need to refresh it. See, I can see account detail new, in which account name is this. This is the formula field, and you can see it's non-editable, right? Every other fields are editable, but it's non-editable. But is it looking good? Like after S, there is no space and only we are fetching names. So let's again go back to our field. Let's edit it again. Now let's say I want a space. Okay, so this I have given. Now, if I don't want only the name. Here it is only showing me the account name. But what I want, I also want I also want, let's say, what type of fields are there. Uh, let's say I want industry also. Or I can say I want, yeah, I want industry also over here. Now you can see over here. Okay, let's select the industry also. What we need to do, just concatenate it. And here we have one function called as BR. What the BR do, it breaks your statement. Like I want the account name over here, and in the second line, I want the industry and all those things. So we can use the function BR. Just let's use it. What we need to do, it's like BR. So it will break our syntax and then say in the second line, industry is. Concatenate. What is industry? Select the count. Let's go to industry. Insert. Okay. And just try to check the syntax first. So when we are saving it, see, we are getting the error. Now, what does error means? Here, the error is saying the field industry is a pick list field. Okay, and what the return type we have selected over here initially when you are creating the formula field? Text, right? And here we are getting the error that industry is a formula, a pick list field, right? When we can see over here, industry is a pick list field in which all these pick list would be given. So we need to convert the return type. Now, how to convert it? We have a function over here which is called as text. What that function do? That function will convert a value. See, it is written over here also. Converts a value to text. Whatever value we are getting, like industry is giving the pick list, but we don't want the pick list. We want that it should be given text. So what we can do, that this function do, it converts a value to text using the standard display format. So what we need to do, just write it over here, text, and this. Now let's check the syntax. See, now there is no error. We are getting no error. Okay. Okay. So now we have selected industry. Again, we can select something else. So first break it, concatenate. Now what other fields we can fetch? Is there any date? I guess. Okay, let's fetch the phone number. Okay, so let's select phone number is concatenate, and we need to select a phone number field. So let's go to insert the field, and here select a phone number, insert, check the syntax. Okay, no error is coming. Why no error is coming? Error should come. Okay. Okay, let's break it again. Again, we fetch some field. Let's say annual revenue. Is there any date we can fetch it? Okay, let's select annual revenue. Select the field. We are getting annual revenue. Now, what is the type of annual revenue? Let's see it. Check syntax. We are getting the error. Yeah, see what is the error is? Expected text, and we are receiving the number. So what the type of annual revenue field? Annual revenue field is a number type, right? Its written type is numbers. We will get numbers from it, but we want it should be text. So what we can do? Again, we can use the text function. Let's use the text and like this. Check syntax over here. Now our error comes. Okay, now there is one more function which we can use. Okay, let's save it. Like it's like the text, we have different functions over here. You can see like we have date. So what does that will return? It will return a current date from a year. Creates a date from a year, month and day.
See, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this screen is not refreshed. Can you unshare the screen and
Screen
share
is
the?
not visible.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not refreshed.
just a minute. Are you able to see now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so as I'm saying, like the text, we have different functions. Like date function is there, which will create a date from a year, month, and day. And also we have a year function. What does the year function returns? Year function will give you that particular year. Suppose you have given any date. If you have given today's date, year function will return you that year of that date. So like that, you can explore different functions over here. Okay, let's save this, save it. Let's go to our account. Let's go to account, any account. See, now in the account detail new field, you can able to see account name, and then in the second line it's coming. Why it's coming in the second line? Because we have used the break function, so it's breaks each line. Then industry is electronics, phone number which we have given, and the annual revenue is this. So like that, it is a formula field which is non-editable, and we can create a formula for that. So this is a simple formula field which we can use it. Also, suppose we have created one customized app earlier. What was that? Uh, Hotels and hotel customers, right? Hotel management app we have created. So let's say when we go to hotel customer, in the hotel customer, what details we have? We have the name, email ID, address, which hotel it belongs, and the feedback. Now, if I want, like, suppose there is a start date in which the customer has checked in the hotel, and there is an end date. Okay, start date would be there and end date would be there, and I want to calculate number of days this they have selected. So how I can perform that? First create a, so we can just use a simple formula, like suppose there, if we have a start date over here and a end date, I can show you in the scenario. In the hotel management app, we have a hotel customers, right? So when the customers are doing check-in, so we can create a field which is named as, one is start date. This you can try on your own. I'm just giving you the scenario. We can create a field like, we are creating a field. First is start date. So it's what is the data type? We can use its date. Okay. And then we can create a second field. This is our first field. And the second field, it's a end date. Or we can say checkout date or check-in date. Okay, like instead of start date, this should be check-in date. Check-in date, and this would be check out date. Okay, so in the app and the hotel management application, just create these two fields with the same data type, and then create a field which is calculating the difference between this. What sorry, what does that mean? Like it will show us how the number of days the customer has stay in the hotel. Okay, how the number of days the customer has stay in the hotel. So this will also return, the return type would be number. So what number of days, how now this should be a formula field. This should be a formula field in which you can apply a formula, like how to apply the formula. What is the number of days? Number of days would be your check-in, check-out date minus check-in date. Simple formula is there. So when you create this formula, you came to know like how number of days the customer has stay in the hotel. Okay, so let's say 5 days they have stay in the hotel. Now, if we have a field in which it is fetching for 1 day, amount would be amount for single day. Let's say for the hotel, amount for single day, let's say it's 2000. So again, you need to create a formula field which will fetch total amount paid. I'm just showing you the scenario. This you can create on your own in your org. How to create it? First, just create a field which is like telling for single day amount would be 2000. So the total amount paid, how much it should be? Again, it's a formula field in which the formula would be number of days into 2000, right? This will fetch the total amount which has been paid by the customer. So again, this would be a formula field. So like that, you can practice the formula field in your org in this application. So we can do formula, we can do n number of things with the formula field. We can create many different logics and everything with the help of the formula field. So this is the basic concept of formula field which we are using in Salesforce. Next, go to next topic. Okay, now let's see what is reports and dashboards means in Salesforce. This is very important concept because in the live project, may sometimes customer ask, I want such and such type of reports and I want to see the data in such and such format so that it would be easy for them also to represent it in front of their team. So reports and dashboards, this is basically not, this is like admin people also should know how to create reports and dashboards. But apart from that, business users can also create reports and dashboards according to their own requirement. But admin means the system admins, which we are in the system, you can also guide them, the business people, how to create the reports and dashboards, so they can also create the reports according to their own requirement. Because sometimes there are some clients who want the reports immediately on the way they want and they want to represent it. So they can also create, they should also have the access for the how to create the reports and dashboards. So what does the report means basically in Salesforce? Report is like, it's a list of records that meet the criteria which you define. It's like a list of the records which meets the criteria. It's like displayed in the Salesforce in rows and columns, and it can be filtered, grouped, or displayed in a graphical chart. So we can do some filtrations, whatever we mean. Sometimes we don't want some fields to be there in the reports, or we want some other type of filtration which we can fetch, like for single particular date. I want all the transactions which has happened in the system. So all type of filtration we can perform in the reports. All type of groupism we can perform. Groupism in the sense, suppose in the hotel management app only. Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah. So in a single report, we can do all type of filtration. We can do the groupism. How, suppose if I want in the hotel management app, I want this particular hotels, how much customers we have or how many data we have fetched in this particular year or month. So we can perform all those things with the help of the report. And also we have a report, we have a graphical chart option over there. Now, what does every report? Okay, so let's see the report first. It also saying like every report is stored in folder. So when whatever report we are creating in the system, we need to store it also somewhere, right? So there are also a criteria where we can store the reports. Like suppose if you want your report to be shown to public, like to everyone, then you can store your report in that particular folder so that it can be seen to all the customers. Or if you don't want that, if you want only some particular sort of customers can see, or you want your private report which should be available in your own folder, so we can give the security according to our requirement to the report. So we have a report builder also in Salesforce. It's like a visual drag and drop tool, which we can create using the reports, and is where you choose a report type. But now what is report type? We will see next. What is the report format? How type of format? How many types of reports? So what type of report we want according to the customer requirement, that we have to want to select, because we have a number of report types as well, reports as well. And the fields, what type of fields we want. We want some fields to be there in the report. We don't want some fields. So we cannot select that. So that is on our own hand. So let's go in the org. Let's say, go to report. Okay, here. Okay, one important thing, we go to report with the help of a tabs, right? We don't go to report using the setup, because we are, because this setup is, we are using setup. Why? Setup is used only for the administrative purpose. But reports, as I have mentioned earlier also, it can be made by the business users as well. It will be made by the business users as well. So they can also make it. So we need to go with the help of the tab only. So let's go to new report. I'm showing you the report first in the Lightning. Then if we have time, I can also show you in Classic. Let's select any of the report. Let's say campaign with opportunities. Okay, just a minute. Before creating that, what that comes? Like when you create a new report, what is this? This is what the report type means. Now, what do you mean by report type? Report type is basically, it will show you, it will governs which fields are available in your report. So report type is basically based on, like suppose we have they have segregated each and every objects and they have given them as a report type. So report type as in, if I will select the accounts and if I will select there over accounts, then I will get the fields which are available on this particular object. But if I will select other things, then I will get those fields on the combination of these two things. Okay, so according to that, we have a list of all the objects and their fields. But when the report type comes more in the picture, suppose if we have a bank app, let's say, suppose we have two applications. One is banking application, okay, and the other one is opportunity application. Sorry, not opportunity, what hotel management application. This we have application we have already created. So this application has some sort of number of objects and their fields. This application has some its own objects and fields. But now I want to create a report in which I want the data of these two objects as well. Means whatever objects they have and whatever objects they have, I want to see it in a single report. So when we go in the standard way of reporting, it's not possible. Like suppose if I'll go to hotel, let's say, let's go to hotels with hotel customers. Okay, so this is like a report looks like, in which you have the fields, you have the fields, and you have the data of each hotel name with their own customers. We can also select, if I want more fields, here is an option. You can select what type of field you want. Suppose I want address also. Just double click it, refresh it, you will see the address, and you can also drag and drop. I don't want the address to be shown over here, so you can just change it over there. So you can drag and drop the columns according to your requirement. Okay, and these are the fields which we can add in the report. Like what, say, I want email also to be there. So like that, I can create a report. So what does this report is showing? It is showing me the hotel name, the address, then the name of the customer for which these hotels are coming, and the email address. Let's say add the contact number as well. Okay, so we are getting the contact number as well. I want the address to be shown. Okay, so these are the fields which we are getting. Now, this is only the preview. I will tell you about the report type. First, let's do the concept of the report. So this is just a preview of a report. Here we have very limited data, but sometimes if the object has thousands and thousands or lakhs of data, so in this currently it is showing only the preview version. We haven't run the report yet. So don't confuse about like only this much data we have in the report. No, this is only the preview phase of the report, in which we have a different options over here. We will see what does it mean step by step. So here we have you can see it's run. So when we run it, then it is showing me the exact records, how many exact records this particular report have. Okay, so before run the report, we can't even say just by looking at the preview how much records we have, because here it is showing the total, but previously it's not showing the correct one. So this is actual report. And now we can save it also, this report. If you want, you can just go and save it. So, but we are not saving it right now. Just go to edit. Now just see over here in the left side, we have different sections. What does that mean? We have the filters. Now what does the filter means? If I want, suppose if I want only the hotel name Radisson data should be shown here. So just select the hotel name. Or if I want all the created time, like when it has been created, so you can customize it also. You can change the time, like you don't want for all the time, you want some particular time and date. So we can select that as well. And if I want to show like my hotels or all the hotels, everything, we can add it over here with the help of the filters like this. Also, we have the outline. Now, what does this outline means? Outline is like we can also group it with the help of the hotels. Like currently, it is showing like this, 2 types of Taj and all those things. But if we want to do add the groupism, then suppose we can say hotel name and refresh it. See, now for each hotel, they are fetching the data. Like Radisson has n number of customers with their data format. So this type of report in which we have done the groupism is called as summary report. The earlier report which we are seeing in the tabular form, that is called the tabular report. So we have different types of reports as well. The earlier report which we are seeing, the simple report type, that is the tabular form in which we have different editions, and it's like a simple summary, simple row and column table. But here we have done the groupism for hotel name. So then they are fetching the data on the help of the groupism. So when we run it, we came to know the exact. Here also it's total, but this looks much more we can say like more clear, this report. So sometimes customer want this means some more clarity in the report. So summary report we can present in front of them. This is called as the summary report. Or also we have 2 more types of report, which is called as matrix report and joined reports. So total type of reports which we have in the Salesforce is like tabular report, summary report, tabular reports, matrix reports, summary reports, and joint reports. Tabular reports is a reports in the tabular form, which we have seen earlier. Summary reports is like we can do the summarized, we can do the groupism in the report, like which we have done just now. So you can do the groupism. We have done only the 1 level. You can also do the 2 level groupism. What do you mean by 2 level? It's like we have done only for Radisson. But now for Radisson, for this particular area, how many customers are there? And for this particular area, how many customers are there? Suppose 135 Arera has 3 customers. So first is a groupism on hotel name. Second is a groupism on the address. So that also we can do. See, now on the help of the address, we can also done the groupism. And we can run it. So that is basically comes under in the summary report we can do maximum of 2 type of groupism in the reports. So how many after that we have the matrix reports. Sometimes what does the matrix reports do? They will sometimes the customer want the data in the matrix format. Matrix in the sense the matrix of any sort of matrix. to fetch the data in the matrix format. So they can also overview, suppose some of the financial teams want such type of reports mostly in the system. So we can do that with the help of the matrix reports. And then we have the joint reports. Joint reports is like we are joining two reports. So over here we have an option also. And we go again to edit. Let's remove this concept. You can see over here, we have joint reports. We can add the blocks of the same report type, or we have reports. So currently we are doing simple report, but we can also perform the joint reports. Okay, so before joint report, let's see the concept of report type. So this is basically the basic concepts of reports. One more thing I want to tell you, like if you want to add chart, okay, what does that mean? Means whatever report you have created, if you want to make it more pictorial format, like it will be seen in a more pictorial and some good format. So you can also provide them with the help of the chart which we are using. So this is a chart. Here we have the option also to change it. Suppose I want in the donut format. So we can we can show that as well. It will be look more practical, and customer also wants such type of charts. If you can show your reports with the help of the chart, then it will also be much more helpful for them. And there here it's given the chart title. If you want to give some chart title like hotel customer data, so you can give the chart title if you want. So it will be shown over here. If you want, the value should be the record counts. So, and now if you want to show the values as well, currently it's not showing the values over here, but when we select this, it will also start showing the values. And you can also change the sliced of anything, or you want the small groups into others, anything, or you can do it. So then refresh it. See, now it's showing the values over here also. And when we put the cursor, it will also show me the record count and the percentage also, which it's acquired. So it makes more easy to read the results. Just by looking at this chart, we can able to figure out very easily, right? And it's more practical also. So with the help of the chart, you can also send your reports to the customers according to their requirement. So this is the one thing which we can, okay, let's save the report now. Now we have two options, save and run and save. So just save it. Let's given the name as customer data. Now here, as I have told you earlier also, it's asking me on which folder you want to save the report. Now if I will select private, it will save my report to the private folder, and then only I am able to see it. But I don't want that. I want my colleagues also to see it. I want so I want my business users also able to see if according to the requirement. So I can put that in the public reports. And we have an option also called shared with me, which we can also only shared with the help of shared with me and any folder. So let's make it public. In public, when you select the public report, then anyone can access the report. Select public folder and just save it. So we have saved the report. We have saved the report in which we have a chart as well. And this is a summary report. So we have learned like how many types of reports. Okay, now whenever we are creating a report, as I'm telling you earlier as well. Now I want these two applications, I want a report in which these two applications data I want in a single report. It's not means these two application has no link between each other, and there is no link between the objects between these two. But again, I want in a report data in which these two applications, objects or fields data should be available in a single report. So sometimes there are the requirements in which customer want the report report in which the data is coming from different objects who don't have any link between them. So how to achieve that? Then we came the concept of report type. With the help of the report type, we can create a report type. First, we need to create a report type. So what the report type do? Report type, which basically governs which fields are available in your report. So we can create a report type, and then with the help of the report type, we can create a report. So how to create a report type? Let's go to setup. Okay, report type, again, we have two types of report type. First is a standard report type and the other one is a custom report type. In the standard report type, we can do the report type with the intersection. So let's go to setup and just write report type. So you can see over here, we can combine 2 or 3 more objects without any link between them. We can combine them, and with the help of that, we can create our own reports. So just continue it. Already we have created some reports earlier. Okay, let's create new custom report type. Now here it's asking me specify what type of records will be focused of reports generated by this report type. I need to give like between which two objects I am trying to convert them into a reports. For example, contacts with opportunities with partners. Select contact as a primary object. Also, between the contacts and opportunities, or let's say opportunities and the hotel customers, there is no link between the opportunities and hotel customers. But if I want to fetch the data, or sometimes what happen if there is a link, so I want such data which has the intersection of these two objects. So that is also we can do with the help of the report type. So let's say hotel customers. Report type would be hotel report type. Report type name. And which store in the category which we are using it. Let's say opportunities. Now here it is also asking me deployment. A report type with deployed status is available for use in the report wizard. So you want it in a development phase, or you while development, report types are visible only to the authorized administrators and their delegates. When it is available, when it is in the development. Okay, so let's go to next. Now here you can see I want a report type in which the primary object which I have selected is what? The customer object. Now this is the primary object. I want the relation from other object in which I want to fetch, like A to B relationship would be there. Now this is like a A to B relationship intersection. So if I want, here we have given two options. The first option is each A record must have at least one related B record. What does it mean? Like every A record should have at least one B record, then only the data will be fetched in a report type. But in the second option, A records may have also one record or may not have. Means there is no as such any link between two, then we can select the second option. So let's select second one if I want, and select any object, let's say activity, if I can select it, and just save it. So we have created a report type in which we are getting this much data like this. Now, when you go to report and when you create now a new report, so over here, you will be seeing that report type which we have created, it will be seen over here. So with the help of that, we can create our own report type according to the requirement, like this. So with the help of the report type, we can actually fetch the two data. Okay, here one important thing as well. In the report type, every report is based on the report type. Now, this is the customized report type which we have created. But before that also, whenever we reports we are creating, that is also based on their standard report types which has been mentioned by the system. It is already there in the system. So every report which we are creating, it's based according to the report type. What does that mean? Like what type of fields, what type of objects, what type of scenarios it's available in that particular report. Okay, so there is one important thing as well. Yeah, to do the reporting on particular record, allow the reporting. Yeah, this is also the important concept. So we have seen like whenever we are creating the object, if you guys remember, whenever we are creating the object, they have asked us to check. We have done some check mark, right? 4 check marks we have done it, like allow the reporting, allow the activities, and all those things. So whenever we create any object, if we have not ticked that check mark, then you can't do the reporting on that object. Means if you have create new report and here you are able to see only this much objects. Why? You are able to see only this much objects. Why? Because in these objects only we have done that tick of allowing the reporting, allowing the activities and all those things. We have done the allow. That's why we are able to see these objects over here. But other objects we are not able to see it because while creating they have not done it a tick mark over there. So if you want to do a reporting on any object, so while creating the object, let's say while creating the object, we need to do the tick mark for the allowing the report. This is the interview question. They can ask you like why the objects are not able to see while creating a report, because while creating the report we have not ticked the check mark. So okay, now this is the reports. Let's say again we can go to some report. Now this is the report which I have created. What does this report is showing? It is showing me like these are the stages, and for each stage how many accounts are available. Like for prospecting we have different accounts, different opportunities. So each stage how many opportunities are there for each stage. Let's say value, proposition, prospecting, all these have their own different opportunities. So this is what type of report it called as? This is the summary report. Okay. Now in the summary report, this is basically a summary report. What does it mean? It's a groupism report. So when I edit it, one more important thing I want to tell you in the report. Like if I want, suppose this is the report, but I want the data to be shown in the more what say pictorial format and not the single. I want, this is only a single report, right? But I want 5 reports data should be should be seen in a single page. So that I can't do it with the help of a report, because a report I can only be able to show it in the tabular or summary format or just add the charts and everything. But here we are using only a single report. But I want, suppose 10 number of reports to be shown in a single page. So then the concept came as dashboards. What does a dashboard do? Dashboards are basically, they are using to create in a data in a more pictorial format, in a more clerical format, so that the users are able to take their decisions also. And they, sometimes the customer most preferably use the dashboards so that they can able to see n number of things in a single page. So let's create a dashboard over here. Again, a dashboard is also not an admin task only. Dashboards can be created by the business users as well. So that's why we have been given in the tabular format. So let's say create a new dashboard. Before the dashboard, okay. But for the dashboard, we are creating a dashboard for a report. So first we need some groupism reports as well. Earlier I have created some reports. So let's create some new report as well. Let's say, let's create a campaign report. Like campaign with the leads. Continue. I want to add some more field over here. So let's say I'll add campaign member type. I'll add. Oh, it's not there. Okay. Let's say add the lead source. Refresh it. Industry. And the campaign type. Okay. So let's say I'll remove industry and I'll remove the lead source and refresh it. Okay, so this is the campaign. This is the campaign simple tabular report, but I don't want the tabular report. I want it in a group report. So let's add a group of campaign type and refresh it. Now, not showing me, like for webinars, we have this much campaigns. For trade show, we have this much, and for direct mail, we have this much. This is the groupism report which I have created. So let's save it. Campaign with leads. No, campaign with campaign type. Campaign with campaign type. Okay, save it in the public folder. Save it. So we have created a report in which we have done the groupism on the campaign type, because it will help us to create in the dashboards. Now let's create a dashboard. New dashboard. Campaign type. Also add campaign type. Anything, any name you can give. For your description, you can also show it will basis of campaign type. Okay, select the folder. So let's select it, create. So this is the way it looks like when you create the dashboard. Okay. So now we need to add the components. Here we have the option to add the components, or also we have the option to edit the name. Now let's add the components. Now you can see like dashboards, we can, what is dashboard means? Dashboard is also a pictorial format to represent the reports. And what is the advantage of dashboards? We can use n number of reports in a single component, like say. So here we are getting, they are asking me to select the reports. Like whatever reports you have created, we can select the reports, and with the help of the reports, we can fetch the data. Okay, so let's say I'll select first my campaign type. Here also the option of reports and folders, or if you want the reports only and the folders and all those things, we have select it. Okay, now it is showing me like the report which I have selected. Now how the way you want to display it, they have given me n number of options. Like we can also show, this is called as simple graph, bar graph, I guess. This is some other way. And also we have donut over here. In the donut, you can able to see how many records and all those things. Then we have this much representation. It's like a how the way you want to show the report. Also we have the bar chart, this compass structure over here. We have tunnel over here. So the way you want to display your report on a dashboard, you can do that. So let's select donut, because I mostly like the donut representation. It's much more clear. Now here also we have the fields like value, what type of value you want. So we are also having the record count. Currently we have only one option, but sometimes we have different option as well, like other fields which you want to calculate like that. So you can also select that value. Now here also you can select the show values and show totals and everything. Now sort by, we have sort by. So we have done the groupism on the campaign type. So it is also asking me sort by campaign type or record count. So let's say campaign type only. And the maximum also you can adjust. You can give the title. And here also there's a theme, like light theme, or you want the dark theme to be used. So that also you can adjust. Now just add it. So here we have been given one type of component whose report name is campaign with campaign type. Now we can also edit it and just go over here. This is the edit option for only this components. Okay, let's add some more components. Let's say opportunity with stages. Select. Let's say we can select tunnel over here. Here also we are getting the counts, like need analysis has one count and all those things. Okay, here also show values are done. So let's add it. This I can fetch it over here. So like this way, I can show to my customer. Let's add some other. Now these two earlier reports which we have selected, they had the groupism report. Okay, means the summary report. That's why we are getting the option. Now if we will select a simple tabular report, let's say new campaign with leads. Let's say I'll select this. So here, now I can't select any other one. Why? Because this is not the summary report. This is the simple tabular report, which I can just show with the help of my tabular format. So here I'm not getting any option also to select it, right? And if I want to change the settings, see here you can also add the columns, remove the columns, anything which according to the, and you can select the modes. So let's add it. Bring it to the top. Let's add some more components. Let's say new opportunity report. I guess this is also a simple tabular report. Okay. So we have added 3 components, means 3 different reports in which 3 different type of data is present. So according to the customer's requirement, we can create our own dashboards. They want 3 or 4, or there is actually a maximum limit of the components. So that only we can create it in a dashboard and we can show it in the to the customers. Now here you can see here these settings, right? So what does the setting means? Like settings, if you change the settings, then it will change the whole dashboard settings. Like if I will change it to view to another person's or anything, like suppose if I change it to dark, theme would be dark, and the folder if I change, suppose I'll change the theme. So here the settings of whole dashboard has been changed, but for the individual components we have the individual settings. So we can manage the individual settings dashboards with the help of their individual editing option. Now we also have the filter option. Like if you want to add some filter over the entire dashboard, like I want to create I want to show them only for that particular owner of the account, or for any of the particular date of the opportunities, or anything, any filter or any this particular campaign, then we can add that filter, and with the help of that filter we can represent the data. And also over here we have save and delete option. So this is the basic concept of dashboard which we can see in the format. So one important point to be noted is, like if you want to show the data in the donut format or all this format, then summary report should be used. Summary report or joint or matrix report that should be used to create the data in the donut or tunnel format. But if we have simple tabular report, then only we can able to see the tabular format. So this is the basic concepts of reports and dashboards. I can also say like dashboards curate the data from the reports using the charts, tables, and metrics. So if your colleagues need more information, then they are able to view your dashboards data supplying the reports. Salesforce dashboards allow you to present multiple reports. That's what the main concept, multiple reports side by side using the dashboard components on a single dashboard page layout. Now, if I will save it, I have already given the name of the dashboard. So I just saved my dashboard on that particular name. So this is the important feature. And in the setting also, we can also change the folder. Right, while creating a dashboard, we have selected a folder, right? But if you want to change the folder over here, then also you can go and select it. And you can select any of the folder, or you can create a new folder if you want. You can give the name and everything. For all folders, we don't have that much. So we can give it. Okay, if I will try to add one more components, see over here, while adding a report, you can also see all type of reports available in all type of folders. Suppose there are some reports which are created by me, or some which are in private folders, some which are in public folders, or some which are shared with me folders. Sometimes what happens, suppose suppose in our project we are integrating with different teams, right? Different tools. So I want to create a report with my third party tool as well with data. So they will share some folder with me, and with that shared folder I can use over here, and in that folder I can select that particular report, and then I can create my own dashboard. So with the help of that, I can also able to do it. There is one more report, I think, on the product. Suppose if I'll select new opportunity with products report, add a chart to this joint report in order. Okay, we're not allowing them. Okay. I guess this is the basic concepts of reports and dashboards. So you guys can practice more on it. Okay. So before validation rule, it's a big concept. So can we take a break now, Anand? After that, I will start validation rule.
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's take a break for 15 minutes, and then 11:15 we all can join it. And then today also we have our very refreshing session on breathing techniques. So we'll have some fun over there. So see you on 11:15.